What's up, people? Welcome to another episode of Screen Printing Real Talk. Let's get into it.
Roll the intro.
I'm Ramon Jamal, and I'm sitting here with Rick Province of Ohio Ink Supply, and today we're going to talk about how to get started in screen printing by way of this here Jumpstart Kit.
Ooh,
all right.
La la.
That's right.
Very nice.
So yeah, guys, I know that these are available on the website.
They are.
We got one
spot.
here live in the flesh.
Live. We'll put a little shot up just to show you what it looks like, what to expect when it shows up at the doorstep.
Okay.
And then we just cut it open. We just unboxed the basics here, and then we'll get into kind of unboxing more of the in-depth contents.
Okay, cool.
So when it comes out of the box that we'll show there, you have your scoop coater. We'll get into the depths of this.
Scoop coater.
You have a...
Oh, watch it now.
A screen.
That's right.
Cool. Keep that down
That's
there.
the heart of it all.
Oh yeah.
Screen, gotta have the screen, baby.
Hey, need a good screen. You get your clamp. This goes underneath, and we'll explain this later. You get a platen, which the scramp. Little scramp. It does not come with shrimp.
Right. No scrimp.
No scrimps. The clamp gets attached to the platen.
Okay.
Fits on the press. The press comes in as well, and it's flattened down, so it's in the down position.
Okay.
So you open it up, you get this, you get the box of contents, all your goodies.
Cool.
The press itself. By the way, I want to kind of back up 3 steps.
3 steps.
This is a great way of getting into the screen printing industry.
Okay.
This is not a very effective way to put out high quality, large run jobs. This is more of a hobbyist, ideally, to even a very entry level screen press.
Okay.
So as you start to grow, you're gonna wanna get into more of the Vastex V100 line and kind of graduate into an 1000, then up to the 2000. So this is kind of incremental. This isn't like how to make $1 million in 2 weeks video. Realism.
Right. This is good enough to get you moving.
Dude, for a basic hobbyist to very entry level press, it's a very high quality press for the money.
Right.
You're gonna be under 400 bucks, and we'll publish the price in a link below. I think it's like 350 if memory serves me well right now. And you're gonna see a real high quality press, good components that come with it. It's gonna get you by and teach you how the elements of screen printing. Cool. So the press itself, a little bit I wanted to talk about. It's made here in America. It's powder coated for easy cleanup. When you get into some tacks and spray adhesives, if that's the choice you decide to go with, which we'll get into that here soon, you want an easy cleanup. So the coating is gonna help with that. It comes with a shock absorber for retractability. So after you lower the screen down and you lift it up, it's gonna stay up in the up position. It's not a spring, it's a shock absorber. You have the screen clamp here. You just clamp the screen into the clamp itself, use the thumb screws. You have an off contact adjustment on the back, which gives you the ability to tilt the screen up and down, so that your print's nice and parallel with the platen when you attach it. So what you're gonna do, I wanted to talk about the registration gates. Registration gates are bearings, and so it locks in really nice. There's also adjustments on that, so it's not gonna wear down like a typical nylon screw might. Those are made to wear and tear. They have a longer life to it. There's a nice off-contact screw that holds your arm in place, so it's nice and sturdy. It has a locking nut even to keep it in the same position every time. We also put a piece of tape on here for measurement. So it's easy to, if I'm printing a job for my church or my band, it's easy to throw the clamp back on the platen, slide it up to that same position, and run the same job in the same position every time. Cool. So there's a measurement device.
Got your ruler on there.
Oh yeah, ruler. So when you take it out of the box, here's what you're gonna do. You're gonna clamp this guy to your table. Ideally, you want a sturdy table, something you make out of wood. You can find a bunch of YouTube videos on how to do that. It's fairly simple and low cost. Or an old table of some sort, ideally wood or something heavy.
Right.
Once you got it clamped down, you'd attach your bracket, and we include the screws, to the center of the platen. Okay. If you want to find the center, we learned this in school, connect 2 corners where they intersect at your center.
That's it.
You screw it right there. You're gonna slide this onto the arm of your press and clamp it down with these thumb bolts. So you have these thumb screws that there's 1 for the bottom and then 2 for the sides that really it kind of fix it to the arm itself.
Okay.
Depending on how far you want your screen to go. So your vertical adjustment is gonna be sliding this bracket up and down the arm. Your horizontal adjustment is gonna be sliding the screen back and forth on the clamp.
Okay, I got you.
Make sense?
I got you.
Now this is a 1 color press. Notice there's only 1 arm here. So you're only gonna be able to produce 1 color imprints on this.
Okay.
So if you're doing darks, any more than 2 colors on a dark garment, you're gonna want a different press. So this is a good entry level, like 1 color.
Okay.
Cool.
Well, look, can I jump in real quick?
Jump
just
in,
you know
please.
what I'm saying? You know how I
Yep,
get
yep.
down. Off the cuff, no fluff.
Bring it.
So look, all right, just to, you know, all right, so when you clamp this or affix this to the table, right?
Yeah.
You leave this part right here, like out, extended off of the table?
That's right, you want
Right.
to leave it overhanging. So if we were
so
to put it on this table here, I mean, you don't really get a good angle there, but this thing's overhanging the back end of the table, the full length of the arm.
Okay, and then this part, you attach it, like you said, to this here.
Right.
And then that slides on to
the arm itself.
The arm itself.
We'll do
with
some
the
B-roll and
measurements.
maybe put some other
Okay,
videos
cool,
in here, in depth on how we do that.
Cool. Okay.
Yeah, so once you're locked and loaded, then you dive into your box here on how to make your screen. So we learned in prior videos, and we'll link some videos here on how to burn a screen, how to coat a screen. There's some details there that we're not gonna necessarily dive into this episode,
Right.
but we'll be able to, you'll be able to learn from those prior videos. Let's get into this box.
Let's get it. Ooh. Oh, watch out now.
All right. So you get this little box.
Okay.
When you open her up, what's gonna be in there? You got a pack, kind of a starter pack of film.
Okay.
So start of making a screen, and you'll learn this in the prior video, is you need good film. So whether you're printing it yourself, which this kit sets you up to do with a home inkjet printer, these are inkjet films, you wanna set basically your artwork, whatever you're producing, all black printed on this film, much like a transparency at school.
Right.
So you get a 10 pack of those.
It is.
We sell those in 100 packs when you're out if you decide to print the films in-house. Halt there, time out.
All right.
If you don't want to print those in-house or don't have the capability of doing that, and you just are getting started, you want to utilize our service, we do provide a film printing service on our website for $15 each at this time. So it's really cool. And we have, those are limited to 8.5 11s. We can go all the way up to 13 by 19 on that film service.
Cool.
So you order online, submit your artwork to us, we print them and send them to you in a tube. Cool?
Okay.
All right, so now you got your screen, we showed you that earlier. It comes with this kit, it's a baggie of all kinds of contents. We'll rip this open here. So you got who inspected it, you got your full kit contents, and a checklist, making sure that everything was included. Okay, so you get some scrub brushes. Those come in handy when you're reclaiming emulsions, want to scrub the screen down. You get an ink scraper, comes in handy with removing ink or even mixing emulsion or reclaiming emulsion or cleaning up emulsion out of your scoop coater.
Right.
Those are those screws we talked about that to fix your platen to your bracket to the platen. Comes with this bag. You just throw that out wherever that one. There we go. All right. Now, we include a 2-part emulsion. This is our MXP Pink, just relabeled for ease of use. It comes 2 parts. We have another video on that, on the MXP Pink.
I remember that. Okay.
So check it out. We'll link that video below on how to use that specifically. So there's this little stir stick with it, and then the 2-part, the diazo that you mix with some water, mix her up, put it in, Mix it to a consistent color.
It's not a tongue compressor. It's not.
I mean, I suppose you could. Suppose you could do that.
All right.
Once you mix your emulsion, remember we're putting it in a scoop coater. We're coating the screen, both sides. Put it in the darkest place of your house or your shop. Okay. A closet, under the bed, in a box. Find a place.
Right.
Put it in the no, not in the fridge. I was just darkest place in your house, because remember that's photosensitive. So as it's drying, you want to keep it in a dark place.
Okay.
It hardens with light. Okay. So if it's in a light environment like this, it's going to harden on you. It's going to dry and harden immediately. It's not usable.
So you want to keep this, like when you're not using it, you want to keep it in a dark place. Is that what you're saying?
Ideally, it is in a black bucket. So as long as it's sealed tight, you'll be safe. In a cool, dark place, though, is ideal.
Okay.
A lot of people use those, actually put them in the fridge too.
They do?
Yeah, I've found over the years that you'll prolong the life of emulsion by putting it in a fridge, but it makes it thicker when you go to use it the next time.
Right, okay.
So it's a little harder to deal with.
Okay.
Cool. You get the main tool. Boom.
It is.
Squeegee.
Squeegee.
That's a 70 Duro squeegee, most commonly used, most commonly sold. It's great for printing most cotton and poly garments.
It's pretty cool,
It's a great use. You also get a quart of ink. We include white ink with this.
Okay.
You get a roll of PMI's 2-inch blockout tape. So when you're coating the screen with emulsion and you've burned your image with a film and a light source, which we'll get into that here soon, you'll have areas that didn't get coated, or the little cells of the screen didn't get blocked out by the emulsion itself. So you can go around the perimeter of that with the tape and block out the remaining portions that didn't get coated.
Okay.
You can also get pinholes. So if you're ever exposing and you get too much light or too little, sometimes, or a piece of dust even when you're coating, and you go to wash it out with your wash-up booth. Again, all these details are in prior videos.
Right.
You might get little pinholes that come out. Well, you can use the blockout tape to block those pinholes out.
Cool.
It's a great use there. Here's your light source, starter kit light source. It's a 100-watt bulb. You can use this ideally in like a pet or even a mechanics fixture.
Okay, so those for like Home Depot, like the little clamp with the little aluminum type shield on the back?
Yep, actually, is that one there? That'd be hard to grab. We have an uplight over here.
Right, I have maybe even, this might even work out.
Kind of comparable to something like this. So you're literally screwing the bulb in here, and that becomes your light source. Ideally, you want to graduate something into like an exposure unit. You can even use the sun. There are some great YouTube videos out there for hobbyists. Again, I wouldn't recommend that for making quality screens. Remember, screen printing, if you don't have a good screen, you're not going to get a good quality print.
Right.
So the tighter your light source is and the tighter that film is up against your screen with like an exposure unit, the better. Okay. So this is kind of starting.
Cool.
If you want to convert a closet into like a dark room, we give you a dark room bulb. So it's an orange or a yellow rather bulb that you'd screw into like a closet. You could store your screens in the closet now while they're drying. So it becomes like a little dark room for you.
Cool.
Darkroom starter kit. Now, we get some palette adhesive. These are little, I think they're a little bigger than a pint of palette adhesive. So when you're, you have your bracket down and you have your platen on the press itself, when you're ready to print, you want that shirt to stick to the platen a little bit. Okay. So especially if you're having to do a double bump, which is like you're putting one layer of ink down, you raise the press up rather, you flash dry it with a heat gun or a flash dryer, and you go down for a second bump. Okay. When you're doing that, you want that shirt to stay put on the platen so it doesn't shift on you.
So you would put this like on here.
Exactly.
Then look, maybe do you use this?
Yeah, you could use your scraper, an old business card, an old credit card even works. Right. And then that's water-based palette adhesive. So if it builds up hair, you can use just a standard sprayer that you get from a dollar store with water, spray it down and use your scrub pad, your red scrub pad, scrub it down and all that matting, the like cotton matting will get removed and come back to tack. Okay. It's not it doesn't have an infinite lifespan, but you'll be able to cycle it a couple times like that. This is an emulsion remover. So as you're done with the job and you want to reclaim the emulsion itself, this is a concentrate. So you'd get yourself a spray bottle, fill it up a quarter away with the concentrate, the rest with water, give her a mix, spray it. Also, we have great videos on emulsion remover, reclaiming screens.
That's it.
So check it out. Ink degradant. You'll notice that this is evaporating this bottle. That's normal. It's normal for this chemical to do that. So when you get it, it might look like this, but it's still the same. We weigh it out. An ink degradant is for when you're cleaning your screen. Yet another great video we put out on cleaning screens. Check it out.
Oh yeah.
So this degrades the ink when you reclaim it with your ink scraper. When your job's done, you spray it again, just straight up. That's not a concentrate. Spray it straight up, or put it in a paper towel, wipe it down, and it degrades the ink from like a goopy to more of a haze.
Okay.
So that you can reclaim that emulsion or just set it off to the side. Last but not least, degreaser dehazer. This is exactly our Screen Magic.
Okay.
So this is Screen Magic, just in a simpler label.
Okay.
It dehazes and degreases your screen when you remove the emulsion. It takes the stain out of the screen and also removes the oily ink substance from the screen so that it can be reapplied with emulsion.
Cool, cool.
Cool, and then you get this cool box you can hand to your kid. And so there you go. You have, did I cover everything? Does that make complete sense, or did I just blast you in the face with too much information?
To be honest, man, I believe that we covered everything that's in the kit. And I do believe that, like you said, we have videos on every part of this.
Yeah.
So yeah, I would suggest you guys like go back, and the things that were mentioned, if you look, we'll have a video on that. I'm pretty sure we do.
More in depth, for sure.
More in depth. Yep. So
this is just a scan of the Horizon, an unboxing, for lack of better terms, of what you get in this cool kit for a low cost.
I think it's awesome, man. Straight up.
And it's a good start too. It's a good gauge, a low cost gauge to determine if this is for you or not.
Right.
I'd really hate to see, I mean, although we'll sell you a very expensive press up front, I'd much rather you buy something like this to determine what you dig.
Right.
And then if you're into it, we can graduate you into something that's more production driven.
Right. That's why I said Jumpstart Kit.
Jumpstart.
Right. And I would say this, I'm just gonna throw this in there. I think it would really come down to your design itself, to be honest.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
I know you said it's not $1 million maker,
right?
But if you got I'm gonna say it, a dope design.
Yeah, I mean,
you never know.
Right.
To be honest.
It's gonna. It'll be hard to produce mass quantity in this with multiple colors.
Right.
But it's great for a brand. It's great for a hobby if you want to print shirts for your church or your organization, or you know.
But this could be that start to that $1 million.
Or a startup to $1 million business. You never know.
That's it. Yeah.
I mean, hey, well, dude, Ohio Screen and where we're at today started with a one color, one station press.
That's it.
Now, it wasn't as nice as this one. It was kind of ghetto and off of eBay.
That's even a better story.
It worked out. It was a pain to deal with. And I was able to adopt a lot of the things that were lacking on that press in designing this one.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we put together a really nice kit for you guys, and I think you'll dig it.
Cool. So this is actually like you guys designed this kit and everything? That's awesome, man.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Cool, man.
And then, you know, something else I wanted to add. We talked about films. We are adding very soon the ability to add the burning service to a new screen. So if you want to, in the future, buy a screen, brand new screen, you'll be able to toggle on there. Let's just say it's a 2024, that's the dimension of the screen, outside dimension. And it's a 110 mesh screen, 110 cells per square inch, which is the most common. You'd be able to toggle on if you want us to burn it and upload your art right on the website. You bought the screen, it's showing up in the mail with your design already on it.
Already on it.
So now all you gotta do is load it up, tape up your perimeter with your tape, load it in the screen, add some ink, and you're off to the races.
Cool.
Cool?
That's awesome, man.
Soon to come.
No excuses, people.
No excuses. Dude, everybody should be able to collect some cans.
Right.
If you have an interest in really, a real true interest in getting into something that could possibly lead to something greater for you, you should be able to come up with a little less than $400 collecting some cans or something to get yourself into it, just to see if it's worth it for you.
Hustle.
Hustle it.
Hustle, that's it, man.
Hustle it.
Okay, man, so what's up? You think, is that it for this one?
I think it is. We might do some follow-up stuff.
Okay.
Maybe
stay tuned.
Yeah, stay tuned, a little teaser. We have some ideas, in using this press on how we can show what can be done with it. Right,
possibly. And also, guys, I would say this, like we've been mentioning, any suggestions, anything that you guys would want to see from us, please comment below, you know what I mean? So we're trying to make this channel the best it can be.
Yeah.
We thank everybody who's watched so far.
Absolutely.
If you gave us a view, thank you.
It's crazy, dude, that we're almost, as of today, what is it? September 11, 2019.
Right.
We are almost to 1,000 coming up subs. And we just started this a couple months ago. So thank you for the people who enjoy this content. If there's any ways that we can improve, we'd love to hear it.
Exactly. Either way, guys, thanks for watching.
Help us get to that 1,000.
right.
Smash the subscribe, click the like, share with your buddies.
That's it, guys. Notification bell.
Bing.
That's it. All right, y'all. So until next time, thanks for watching again. Peace.